Today we're trying cakes from the last 100 years. Cake's been around for like forever, I think. So I thought it'd be fun to go back all the way to the 1920s, see what cake was like then up until now. I hate it so much. I hate it so much. We're gonna have a cake for every single decade. Some are gonna be delicious. Some I think are gonna be gross. Tomato soup cake.
Tomato soup.
Well, I'm excited to go back in time. I don't want to go too far back in time because I think homosexuals were not respected.
Between men, it's a crime, rendering the offender liable to several years of imprisonment.
Let's eat! All right, let's start with the 1920s. Oh, wait 1 second, I forgot. You know how they dressed in the 1920s. You better get your money out of the stock market and quick, there's gonna be a real big crash, see? Hey, Cake Twink, bring me my first cake.
We are starting with the 1930s.
That's right. So, okay, this is really exciting. This is my first pineapple upside down cake.
Me too.
It's a very popular cake, invented in the 1920s, but we're gonna label it as the 1930s. Why? Because that's when it reached peak popularity.
I don't think you could find a good cake from the 30s.
No. I've got 10 cakes and that's a decade.
Okay, all right, great.
Sure. So I brought Cake Twink here. Do you mind that I call you that?
I mean, it's too late now. You said it in one video and now it's my name for life.
The other thing is, you're not a twink. Like, you're too old to be a twink.
I'm a former twink. I'm a retired twink.
Maybe we can insert a photo of you in your twink years here.
Sure, put it here. Now, like, twinks come up to me now and, like, thank me for my service.
We stand on the shoulders.
Yeah, exactly.
So I made this earlier today. And by the way, I had a ton of help on this video. Some of these cakes I made all by myself. Some of them I bought from stores and shops, which you'll see. And some my friend Annie helped me with. And this was one that she worked on. And we'll insert B-roll of me pretending that I did all the work because men always take credit for women's work. Yep. Let me inspect. Okay, my first initial thought is this is like so, can I say?
Yeah, it's your channel.
So delicious. Like, it is so, it's serving. I love the caramelized pineapple slices, those cutesy little cherries with the stems popping out. It's just like an aesthetically pleasing cake.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised like the Instagram girlies haven't like brought this back. This would look great on your grid.
They're gonna. So I did some research of cakes of the past century, and Cake Twink here is gonna rattle off the facts.
Okay, so in the 1930s, pineapples were like much more special than they are now. Like a good comp would be like, nowadays we think of avocado as being like the thing that everyone wants. Back then, it was all about pineapple.
So in the 1930s, all the girlies were like, pineapple, selfie.
Exactly. And so this was the kind of cake, you did not make this like for like, you know, for like a regular Tuesday night. This was like a special occasion on the fancy china kind of cake.
Yeah, it is fancy. I get that. So basically you put butter and brown sugar at the base of a pan, put the canned pineapple in, the maraschino cherries. It's really kind of gross.
What do you mean?
Like, it's just a bunch of like...
Well, you don't really like pineapple.
No.
I love pineapple, so I'm very excited for this.
And I love that you love pineapple.
Okay, my mother does watch this channel.
So yeah, so then you bake it, and then when you're done baking it, you flip it upside down. Let's cut into it?
Yes.
Wow. This might be the wettest cake I've ever seen.
Yeah, it is very liquidy, huh? I mean, you put like a whole thing of pineapple juice in there too, right?
Yeah, that's the thing. So you use like a box cake mix.
Yeah.
And then you replace the water in the recipe with pineapple juice.
I'm so excited.
All right, bon apple tea.
That's so good.
It's delicious. And I don't even like pineapple, and that's delicious. That's the moistest cake I've ever had.
Yeah.
This is shocking. I thought I was gonna give this like a 1 because I hate pineapple.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna give that a 4, a solid 4 out of 5. That is delicious. Go try this. And it's fun. The girlies are gonna be making it. All right, 1940s. Not a good decade. Let's just put it that way.
Is utilized to advantage by these built-in bins for flour and sugar.
How's the cake?
Yeah, and I think we're gonna go from like highest of highs to lowest of lows because we started with pineapple upside down cake. This cake is literally called war cake.
Okay, so this cake is gonna probably be foul, is my guess, if I was a betting man.
Yeah.
So this is a 4-ingredient cake that was made during the war times. I've eaten some things on war without a recipe on the Try Guys.
Yeah.
This is the worst
I've ever tasted. This war will be worse.
Well, can you explain, like, since all of the things that are usually in cake are not in this cake, what is in it?
Yeah, so cake at its most basic form, right, is a combination of butter, sugar, flour, and eggs, okay? So let's go through this. We're removing the eggs. We didn't have chickens. There were no chickens back then, I guess.
Wait, where did the chickens go? Were the chickens
They were
fighting in the war?
Yeah. We don't have the butter, so we use Crisco, or back in the day, I think they used lard.
Gross.
Yep. There's sugar in this cake, so there is sugar.
But there's also like...
And flour.
And there's dates, I think, to sweeten it more.
Oh my God.
What?
Oh, it's cutting like flesh.
Have
no.
you cut a lot of flesh?
Oh boy.
It's very severe.
Oh boy. Oh boy, she looks dry. She looks dense. Bon appetit.
Cheers. To war.
No. It's exactly what I thought it would be.
No. This tastes like something that an old person would love to have on Christmas.
My mom, speaking of old people, she's not that old, but she's like, Johnny, how do I get you on the YouTube?
She doesn't know.
If you think my mom, yesterday she sent me a link to the video I did with Trixie Mattel, and she says, I love Trisha.
And we all did. We love you, Trisha.
I couldn't believe she found it.
Yeah.
Something's off with it.
Yeah. I think the moral of the story is no war.
I will say, in its defense, it kind of tastes like Christmas, like you said.
In a time where they didn't have the ingredients to make a proper cake, they found a way to make something that's like passably good, but and better than I thought it would be. But no one needs to make this at home.
Because of the flavor, I'll give it a 1.5 out of 5.
Yeah, I think I agree with that.
Okay, if you thought war cake was bad, this next one's gonna be probably the most foul. Since as long as I can remember, people have been telling me to calm down, which is a hard thing for me to do. I just recently started using the Calm app, and it has dramatically improved my life. Calm offers a whole slew of content to help with life's ups and downs. They offer meditations, sleep stories, grounding exercises, as well as expert-led talks to kind of like beef up your life and give you some motivation. The thing I like the most is the sleep stories, because I feel like a kid being lulled to sleep. Also, I have a bad habit of watching YouTube when I go to bed at night, and that's not good. So switching out that YouTube every night for these sleep stories has really like given me a fresh sleep every night, and I'm so grateful for it. I also love the meditations. Do I do them every day? No, but I'm trying not to judge myself. When I do my Calm meditations in the morning, it just kickstarts my day and puts me in a great mood. If you want to try out Calm yourself, go to calm.com/JohnnyCakes for 40% off your Calm premium subscription.
When he was gone, I was practically a prisoner in my own home.
All right, so what do we got here?
Okay, this is a Jello fruit salad cake, but it's not cake at all.
Well, it is cake. Okay, so let me tell you how I made this one. This was fun. I used a like traditional cake bundt pan, and I filled it with all sorts of fruits, mangoes and blueberries and apples and raspberries, and then I poured Jello over it. I used clear unflavored gelatin that I added lemon extract to.
Okay. Why didn't you just use lemon Jello?
Because you want to be able to see through it, and most lemon Jellos are yellow. Oh, and then the bottom layer is a creamy Jello.
It's like opaque. I've never seen Jello that looks like that.
Yeah, it's kind of like if you had coconut cream to Jello, it gets that color. Can we talk about this?
Jello fruit salad cake. There were a couple different reasons this became like that in the 1950s. The first was, still coming off of the heels of the war, scientists started looking at like ways to basically invent food that doesn't grow from the ground.
Wow.
So that's where Jello comes from. They needed ways to like feed soldiers in battlefields and stuff. Like, and in this exploration of like food technology, Jello was one of the first things that they made.
Cool.
There's always room for Jello.
And another reason why these popped off so much was actually home economics classes in high school.
Oh.
They were teaching young girls to make, because women have to like cook and clean back in the 50s. They're teaching them to like make things that, at home. But because this was like the brand new technology, this was basically like their like computer class too.
Wow.
It was like a technological thing to teach a young person.
I don't know if it's a gastronomical marvel.
No.
Oh God, I'm gonna vomit. There's something about the fact that Jello's made with like horses and then it's encasing fruit. Like, I don't like it. I don't like fruit bathing in like horse juice.
I think it's pigs, not horses. Wait, look, you can see.
Oh.
It's like a clear gelatin. That is so crazy.
Don't do that. Oh no.
Cheers.
Do I have to swallow? I hate it so much. I hate it so much.
I'm not as bothered as you are, but it's not good.
Why did people do this? Imagine bringing this to a party like in the 50s. Imagine bringing this to a party in the 50s and being like, hi, this is what I decided to bring.
Every bite of fruit is encased in this like clear, plasticky, flavorless.
But why? Why did they do this?
Just have the fruit.
Yeah, this is for sure a 1.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Yeah, I guess. A 1, and I'm being nice. All right, next up we have,
It was for a peach glazed ham and veal loaf.
I don't even want to say it, but we have the Campbell's tomato soup cake.
This is the one that I have been dreading the most of this whole experiment because I hate tomato soup and just adding it to cake sounds horrible.
Actually, Andrew, winner of season 1, Is It Cake, I believe made a grilled cheese and tomato soup cake on Is It Cake All-Stars. So the layers were tomato soup cake, and then the buttercream had Velveeta cheese in it.
I adore Andrew, but that is vile.
Andrew, we gotta get Andrew on the channel. Andrew, why don't you come on and make this for us? I have a feeling this is gonna be less gross than you think. Because think about it, like there's carrot cake. This is just like another vegetable.
I don't like carrot cake. Vegetables are for dinner, cake is for dessert. It is a very clear line for me.
I should note this is paired with a nice cream cheese frosting. Yum, yum, yum. Look how dry. I mean, it is drier than the Sahara up in here.
Okay, so the way that these ones became popular was that Campbell's Soup started putting a recipe for tomato soup cake on their cans of tomato soup.
That's insane.
And people started actually doing it.
A little intelligent pre-preparation.
I'm actually not as worried about this as I thought I would be, and you know why I think that is?
Why?
I made tomato soup macarons on my show on Try Guys.
Yeah, but that was gross.
It's a little salty, but you know salt and sweet go well together. Imagine you didn't know there was tomato soup in this. Wouldn't you just think it's a carrot cake or a spice cake?
That's not for me.
It's definitely not for me, but like it might be for somebody. That's how I felt about like dating women. Like
Right.
not for me, but I could see why you'd like it.
You can almost trick yourself into thinking it's a normal cake, and then
Yeah.
you get this like tang
Yeah.
that can only be tomato soup.
Yeah. It hits you in the back of the mouth.
Yeah,
It's that tomato soup.
and it's almost like a
aftertaste.
jolt.
The cream cheese frosting really masks a lot of the grossness.
Yeah.
I was gonna give it a 3.
Oh, okay. We are disagreeing then. For me, a 1 would be generous. This is horrific to me.
Okay.
I'll give it a 1 though because the cream cheese frosting is good.
So can we meet in the middle and say 2? Great. Man, groovy 7.
I always forget how cool you are.
If you're going to tell me you don't like this dress, I'm sticking my head right in the oven.
Okay, so this is a weird one. This is called a Jello poke cake. So basically, it is a box cake that you bake in a big old 9x13 dish. You poke holes in it. I was gonna use my finger.
No.
But then I was like, you would hate that.
I'm big on food safety and being cleanly and clean, and you're a little different than that.
And yes, very much. And then I eat cakes off the floor.
I know that about you.
And then what you do is you pour liquid Jello over it. Let it
Okay.
set up, and then spread Cool Whip on top.
So this sounds very good to me, but are you gonna be okay? Because you had such a visceral reaction to the Jello fruit salad cake. I'm wondering how you're gonna do with Jello in
But
this
look how
context.
cute the Jello looks here.
The origin of this cake was that it was an advertising campaign by Jello to sell more packets of Jello. So they invented this and then put it in ads to say like, this is your new cake.
All right, Bon Apple tea.
Oh wait,
Yeah.
it's good.
Yep. It's totally good.
Is the Jello supposed to like do a Jello thing in this? Because it's not. It's not like a jiggly Jello
No.
situation.
No. Honestly, I kind of like it.
I do too.
It tastes like a summer day, like strawberry and cream.
I was gonna say the one thing I would add to this is fresh strawberry.
Well, you're a bougie little.
I am a little bougie.
The Cool Whip is fine. I would prefer fresh whipped cream.
Well, you're a bougie little.
But honestly, the Cool Whip does give like 70s vibes.
Totally.
Because you know how box cake mix can be boring in one note?
Yeah.
This just makes it like a more pleasing mouthfeel.
I also have to say, like, because I saw you make it, this looks like pretty easy to make, right?
Yeah, any old idiot can make it. I'm gonna give this cake a 4. 4. Dun, 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 dun. Yes, Cake Twink, yes. A million times yes.
You will notice it's a heterosexual couple on the cake.
Oh, wow. I mean, nothing could be more 80s than this gaudy over the top
Yep.
piped vintage wedding cake. So, okay, this is a fun one because this is not only a beautiful cake, similar to a gaudy 80s wedding cake you would find, but also on the inside is funfetti. And you know why?
Why?
Funfetti was invented in the 80s.
Is that true?
That's true.
No way.
Yeah, so this is totally 80s.
That was just what the 80s were like. It was this time of like decadence and opulence, and
Yeah.
it was just like, you know, you wanted to show your money as much as possible.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Money talks, wealth whispers.
All right, well, let's dig in. Funfetti. So it's funfetti with cream cheese buttercream. It's a simple cake on the inside, but like how fun is funfetti with cream cheese frosting?
Yeah. Also, it should be simple on the inside because look at the outside. The outside
That's
is doing all the work.
Cheers.
Should we do it like this?
Yeah,
like
yeah,
a
like
wedding?
it's our wedding. Mm-hmm. Now, come on now. Here's my question.
Yeah.
Why does funfetti taste better than vanilla?
Because we eat first with our eyes.
Is that it though? Mm-hmm. It's different.
It's literally not, and you know this because you do sell a funfetti cake mix. It's so much more fun to see rainbow versus just like sad yellow beige cake. So
You know, this I bought from Butter Cake Shop, which is like my favorite bakery in LA, and they just crush it every time. This is exceptional. The only reason this isn't gonna get a 5 is because it's not the most interesting flavor profile, but that's nothing to do with like the baker.
Yeah.
I gave them this prompt. I said the 80s is funfetti. I think this deserves another 4.5.
yeah, I agree with that.
Cool. All right, let's move on to the decade that I was born, the 90s.
Jesse, why don't you be a woman and cook?
This is my childhood dream come true. I always wanted the girl's toy when I went to McDonald's. So when you got a Happy Meal, they'd be like, is this for a boy or a girl? One time when I was like 19, I went to Burger King and got like a Mighty Kids meal or whatever. And the woman up front was like, you know, ringing me out. And the woman in the back goes, hey, is this for a boy or a girl? And the woman up front looks me dead in the eyes and she goes, it's for a grown-ass man. I swear to God. I was like, drag me, mama.
That's very funny.
I like piping on the rosettes. I love sprinkling edible glitter on it. Like,
Did doing this kind of like heal your inner gay child who like never got this as a young boy?
who says I am gay? Okay, so this is a Barbie dress cake. Rosanna Pansino, friend of the show, makes tons of these. It's one of her most viral videos is her making a Barbie dress cake.
Really?
One time I made a cake that was a life-size dress that I frosted and then put Rosanna Pansino in, so it was like a life, so she was the Barbie.
I do remember that. That was cool.
That was a mess.
Wow. Oh, the pink inside. Are you kidding
It's
me?
strawberry cake. Look at her legs. You can like see
Oh my
in the
God.
cavity.
Oh, it's sort of indecent. I feel like we're
does
gonna get
look like-
demonetized
It
with this.
does look like she has a gaping, but not even gaping, just a very long vagina.
Don't. Okay, I didn't mean that. I just meant that you could see through her skirt. And you could
That's
see her
the
leg.
shape. Do you not get a little vagina shape?
I mean, you have more experience with that than I do.
And that's for a different YouTube video. So I made this with strawberry cake layers, cream cheese buttercream, and then American buttercream on the outside so I could do these like really detailed rosettes. I love strawberry cake.
I do too.
So unnatural. They shouldn't even legally be allowed to call it strawberry.
Right. It should just be pink flavored.
Yeah, it's pink. It's pink chemical
It
flavor.
tastes pink and it's really good.
I feel like I'm at a birthday party in the 90s.
Happy birthday, Barbie!
Barbie obviously has been around for many, many decades, but in the 90s it reached this like peak popularity.
Yeah.
Like being a girl was having a Barbie back then.
I heard that in the 90s, this cake was so popular that they made a Barbie toy that was a Barbie in a cake.
Pop up the skirt, put Barbie on top, decorate, tasting great, celebration cake Barbie.
So here's the thing. Visually, I think this is a 5 out of 5.
You made it, so I'm glad you feel that way about yourself.
Taste-wise, it's more of like a 3 out of 5.
So you want to average it at 4 out of 5?
I think that's fair.
Cool. That works for me. Okay, so like in the 90s, like, well, what was the best birthday cake you had in the 90s?
Oh gosh, that's a good question. My mom made me a Kermit the Frog cake. And that was really sweet. I was thinking of recreating it on my YouTube channel and seeing if I can do it better.
That'd
than
be
my
really cute.
Dumb mom.
Oh.
Mom, why isn't this cake hyper realistic?
The nerve.
Okay, I'll go sa-na, and then you go sa-da-sa, and then you go sa-da-sa!
Cold Stone is the place to go. I love ice cream. Mixing ice cream on the stone. I love ice cream. Now, I worked at Cold Stone in 2007. I loved it. It was so much fun. I did get fired because I stole gummy bears too much.
How many gummy bears did you steal?
Not that much. My boss called me on the phone one day being like, hey, I'm watching. Did you pay for those gummy bears? And I was like, yes. And he's like, you did? I was like, yes. He's like, great, I'm gonna check the register when I get in. And I literally walked up to my manager and was like, I gotta go. Because I knew he was gonna come in and fire me. He was a Hey, Gus, if you're watching, you know who you are. And you know that you were a to me.
So to recap, you stole, got mad when you were called out.
Stealing if it's gummy bears, and they pay me $7.25 an hour. You know what I mean?
Right.
For the 2000s, I decided to do a Cold Stone cake.
Yeah.
So it's an ice cream cake. Now, Steven, or Cake Twink, as you know it on your birth certificate.
Yes.
You kind of were not thrilled about this because you wanted me to do sprinkles cupcakes for the 2000s.
Well, I just think like in the 2000s, there was this like huge explosion in like cupcake culture.
Yeah.
But I do accept that for you, the 2000s were all about Cold Stone.
I did this for me because I always wanted one of these Cold Stone ice cream cakes, but when I worked there, I was too broke to buy one.
Oh,
and I couldn't steal it.
Look.
So this was a special day.
Yeah.
Yesterday I went to Cold Stone, I picked it up, I said, I'm gonna buy it with my own adult money.
Look, dreams really can come true. You can buy a cake from the place you once got fired from.
Right. Oh, she fighting back.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
You need a new strategy.
Here's the thing, she told me to take it out 8 minutes before I was ready to serve. Not 10 minutes, 8 minutes.
That's so specific.
I know. Maybe we can show a photo of me sophomore year of high school when I worked at Cold Stone when I was in my twink era. Look at me with my bare chest.
Were you shaving your chest back then?
I did shave my chest because I was in love with my friend. Look how little I look there. I mean, this is crazy.
Careful.
When I ordered this online, I said the message I want on top is congrats on being gay. And 2 hours later, I get a call from Cold Stone.
Let me guess, they wouldn't do it.
She says, do you want a different message? We can't put that on there. Wow.
To twink you. I took too big a bite. Ice cream cake is my favorite kind of cake. And you make a very good ice cream cake. But this is just very mid.
It's got a weird aftertaste too. I still like it, but I don't love it. Like, I think it might be a perfectly average cake, and I'll give it a 3.
3? 2.5 would be average.
God, I'm down.
I mean, in fairness, I'm still eating it, so it can't be that
All
bad.
right, 2.5.
Yeah.
Okay, we're nearing the end of our day. Only 2 decades left. Let's bring out the 2010s.
You don't care. Like, seriously.
Oh, that's a beauty.
This is a total blast from the very recent past.
It's the most new old thing ever.
Yeah.
So this is a Milk Bar confetti cake. It was so trendy in the mid 2010s.
Yeah.
Fun fact about this is Christina Tosi, the founder of Milk Bar, wanted the sides to be unfrosted so that it was a welcoming experience. Come see the inside of the cake. It's a naked cake. You can see the inside. We're inviting you to eat it.
My biggest association with this cake is that this was Taylor Swift's birthday cake in like 2015 or 2016 or something.
Yeah.
And she mentioned it in her like Vogue 73 Questions interview.
It was for my 25th birthday.
Yeah.
And apparently Jay-Z loved it.
It was so good that even Jay-Z raved about it.
But to me, this cake is like the definition of like cringe millennial. Rosé all day.
Yeah, and this cake. You're right. This is rosé all day.
Totally.
All right, well, let's cut into it.
That's good.
It's a good cake. You do taste the imitation vanilla, though. You taste how that's not like real vanilla?
Yeah, but I like that about it.
Oddly enough, I think the overwhelming flavor for me is tart.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, I agree with that. It kind of caught me off guard.
Yeah. So thank you, Taylor Swift, for putting this on the map. So it's almost a perfect score. I'll say 4.5.
I actually completely agree with that.
Nice. Awesome. Now let's move on to the greatest decade to ever happen. The years where all the best things in history occurred, the 2020s.
You are all here because you are all talented at making cakes that look like everyday objects.
Literally? COVID-19.
COVID-19!
Except it did kind of give you your career.
Okay, so I might be partial, but I think the style of cake that defines the 2020s is hyper-realistic cakes. The explosion of Visit Cake Mania, social media, plus everybody being at home looking for toilet paper. I thought it'd be fun to do a 2020s hyper-realistic toilet paper roll.
I'm getting PTSD just looking at it.
It's awful, right? Okay, so Steven, I've got 2 toilet paper rolls in front of me.
Okay.
But get this. One of them is cake.
What?
Yes, I know. Crazy, right? Which one do you think it is? Option 1 or option 2?
I'm gonna go with option 1.
No, it's real.
Sad.
Ready to eat Ooh, it's moist. Oh, fudge. Oh, moist. Oh, so good. I'm sorry, that's so good.
It's so good.
What's the score?
Oh, I score?
I can't score this one because I'm too biased. Because it's my cake mix and my design.
I'm gonna be a good boyfriend and give this a 5 out of 5.
No, stop it. No, what?
No, I really mean it.
I don't think we have to say much more about hyper-realistic cakes. If you're watching this, you know. So this is the first 5. That seems wrong to give mine 5.
So in the end, the point of this video was really to prove that hyper-realistic cakes are the best thing to happen in a century of cake.
Okay, so now that we've gone through all of the cakes, it's time to pick our favorite and least favorite. Okay, so in the last century of cake making, we have had pineapple upside down cakes.
Yeah, that was good.
Tomato soup
That was
cakes,
not good.
Jello weird jiggly fruit salad cakes.
Yeah.
Toilet paper shaped cakes. Which do you think gets the prize for worst cake of the last century? You let me know at home in the comments which your least favorite was. You have it in your head?
The worst one?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Tomato
Jello fruit
soup
salad. Really?
Tomato soup, that was tough for me. Just like imagining while eating it that it was a can of tomato soup was really problematic for me.
Okay. For the best cake of this last century.
Okay.
On the count of 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Pineapple
80s.
upside down cake.
Oh, I like the 80s gaudy cake.
Oh.
But the pineapple cake was
I mean,
good too.
okay, there was like a bunch I wanted to pick. I also thought about Milk Bar. I thought about the Barbie one because it's so nostalgic.
What's messed up about you picking the pineapple upside down cake is they could have just stopped.
We
didn't have to do this whole.
the first one.
We could have just, the world could have ended.
So
then.
what we've learned is that actually like cakes have really gone downhill since the 1930s. The best decade of all time, famously.
Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for twinking around.
You know me.
Let me know in the comments what I should do the history of next. Maybe 100 years of desserts, 100 years of twinks, 100.
I'll be the 90s one.
You can be the 90s one. And please like and subscribe. It really helps the channel. Bye-bye.
Can I have some of that cake?